Hello, this is Deirdre from Stepping Stones Coaching, and I'd like to say to you, however we have come to be here on the Aran Islands down in County Galway, from the very, very heart of Stepping Stones Welcome. I am ticking off another one on my bucket list today, and I want to share some wisdom that I've had this week. Did you ever have something that happened to you and you just have no clue why it happened? You don't begin to understand it, and you want to tap but you don't feel like tapping, and you're angry, you're frustrated, you're pissed off, well, that kind of happened to me this week, where I have friends, American friends here, and we're doing the tourist thing, and I had another little friend with me, Lucky, my little friend, Lucky the dog. So we went to visit a castle, and they wouldn't let me in because they wouldn't let me in with the dog. And normally what would start to happen to me in that moment when people refuse something, I would have interpreted it as a rejection. I know that now, that I would have interpreted it as some kind of rejection, and it would have stirred up stuff in me, and I would have reacted. I would have gotten angry, I would have felt embarrassed, it would have come out like anger. And so this time when it happened, I caught it very quickly. And when she said I couldn't go in because I had my little dog, I said, okay, that's fine, okay. So I said, well, I'll just not go in then. And I paid for the other two people and I let them go on in, and I didn't go in. I went for a walk with Lucky. And for those of you who are dog lovers, you'll understand that we got to spend some time together, and we had a bit of a chat, and I sat by the harbour and it was beautiful, and shared some time with Lucky, my friend, and he's a little Yorkshire Terrier. So I was very, very proud of myself, and I noticed it about myself. I noticed the change in myself. I noticed that I was at peace with it, and I noticed how beneficial tapping has been to me. I could start to see the benefit of the work that I had put in over the last few years, really tapping on lots. So I could actually see the change in me, and that was very, very gratifying. And even though I didn't understand what's the problem, why can I not just lift the wee dog? It was all outdoors, there wasn't any indoor part, so why could I not just lift the little dog? However, I just let it go, because I valued me more than the argument, more than something in me accepted the circumstances and just let it be. And we went for a walk and it was good. Well, 2 days later, my little friend, Lucky, passed away. So I had to deal with that. And in actual fact, he died in my arms. And Lucky transitioned on. And over the last 5 years, I had to make big changes in my life. And one of them was that I had to make the decision to give Lucky to my friend. And she took him on, and he became her dog. And we agreed with all of that. Now, that took a lot of tapping. And Lucky is her dog. Now, he's my friend, and he's lots of people's friends, but he is essentially her dog. And it turned out that she was away on holiday and she asked me to look after him. So there it happened. All the circumstances were there, and even though I didn't begin to understand, when my visitors were coming, I thought, how am I going to look after the dog? But I accepted it, I took it on, I figured it out, it all worked out. We had Lucky with us. My good friend said to me, we take the dog with us. So we took the dog with us, and even though he didn't get into that place, I was able to deal with all of that through tapping. And then what was to happen? It was time for Lucky to leave the planet, to move on, to transition. So was I ever thankful that I had had that time to spend with him, to chat about the changes that had occurred over the last few years, that the reason that I had had to give up Lucky and give him to someone else, and the opportunity that he brought to somebody else, because my friend absolutely took him on as her dog and loved him, spoiled him far more than I ever did. And because she was away this week, and because I was away part of the time, another friend who had looked after Lucky got to walk him. Everything was in divine right order. Now, if you're not a dog lover, animal lover, this is like, what is she talking about? If you are, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But even if you're not a dog lover, what I'm explaining to you is that even though we don't always understand why things happen, if you trust that there is some divine right order, law of the universe, everything always works out, then life really starts to transform. I'm going through a challenge at the minute. There are, you know, professional challenges going on at this time, and it's difficult. However, because I have these other experiences to back me up, I have built a core inside me that I know that I can trust the world because I trust me. I didn't have that before. And this is what I wish for my clients. This is where I facilitate their changes and bring them to this spot, this point in their life, this juncture where they can trust themselves. Because stuff happens in the world. You cannot control other people. We cannot control other people. We cannot control circumstances, but we can control ourselves. And I'm getting there. It's really, really good. So this video is dedicated to my gorgeous wee friend Lucky. I'm so glad that I got 12 years of his life in my life, that he taught me so much about living in the present moment, about loyalty, about wisdom, about fun, about health, about so many things. And I am so grateful for that. So I'm passing his wisdom on to you. I hope that if you're in a situation that you don't understand, you can't figure out why it's happening, just let it go. Tap, release it, let it go. Hand it over, do whatever you have to do to trust the present moment. That everything works out. It always does, and it always has, and it always will. Okay? I hope whatever you're doing, you're having a really, really good one. Practice trusting yourself. Practice trusting the world, even though it wasn't always like that for you. It can change, because you change. Okay? Look at this place. Can you see it? Can you see what's around me? By the way, do you like the hat? I think it's cool. Okay, there's where I am. So gorgeous. Iron Islands. Beautiful. I will talk to you again soon.